Shalom, Ka Halal, La Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Waharakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostle, elders, a great millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, out there laboring and doing this work in truth and sincerity. And this is another article on the RFID microchip, which is by prophecy, the mark of the beast, that is going to, by prophecy, be made mandatory, throughout the four corners of the world, where the vast majority of the population will receive this mark, and the only ones who will not receive it are those of the hopeful elect and 1/3 of the nation of Israel that will be delivered, from this, whether if they are delivered onto, receiving salvation, which is being beamed into the heavens through the chariots when Yahushua returns, or those, even if they have to be martyrs in refusing this RFID chip, will receive salvation and will not be a part of the second death, which is thermonuclear destruction. And as you see, this is, published on February 4th, 2020, the year of prophecy, and, you brothers can go to Market Watch or just type in, states are cracking down on companies microchipping their employees. How common is it? If you want to read and take a look at this article, and which just shows that, we are at the last hour, 2020 being the year of prophecy, the vision is being made plain upon tables, So, anyone who is teaching contrary to what the mark of the beast is, which is the microchip, it's just leading, 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans astray, and leading you onto condemnation, because as the scriptures say, anyone who receives this mark or this RFID chip, is going to be, condemned to receive that second death. All right. So this is Revelations 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, which is talking about Esau's system, which is modeled after the Roman Empire as a whole. All right. The system of Babylon, of NATO, of the EU, of the elites, of Esau, being the power structure of the earth. All right. That's the life of the image of the beast. Okay. That the image, which is the system of the beast, should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. All right. So as many as will not follow after or to go after, the Esau's image, is going to be declared, a terrorist. All right. And he causeth all. And that's why the majority of the earth is going to, pretty much receive this RFID chip, because they're going to make this chip mandatory worldwide. Okay. Both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right. I mean, it's been broken down, by the apostles on down many times over. However, since Jake is a hard-headed and gainsaying people, we got to keep bringing this out, continuously, because our people are rebellious. Now, the word there in the Greek for mark is charagma. Okay.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
All right. And it says a stamp and imprinted mark. Okay. Now, with this current barcode system, that's an imprinted mark, outside of, your product or whatever it is that you're selling, that they have imprinted on, products. And just also, like a stamp, like you're branding, livestock, animals, etc. Slaves, during hardcore slavery, Jake was branded with hot irons, So that goes back to it being a stamp or an imprinted mark. The mark stamped on the forehead or on the right hand as the badge of the followers of the anti-anointed. All right. So all antichrists, all those who are anti-Yahushai, who, receive this mark, which is the RFID chip, they are all antichrists. Okay. The mark branded upon horses. A thing carved, sculpture, a graven work. All right. But the main point is, an imprinted mark. All right. It says, from the same as G5482, a scratch or an etching, i.e. a stamp, as a badge of servitude. Because once you accept, that RFID chip, it further enslaves you under Esau's system, under the image of the beast, or a sculptured figure, a statue, as far as, carving and stuff like that. It says graven mark, okay? Because it's etched into you, through a syringe, okay? All right. And you can even look at videos on this, this RFID chip, they use, a long syringe to push it between your thumb and your forefinger, and they insert it into your right hand, or in your forehead. So this is, prophecy coming to life, to, the majority of the world who would dispute the validity of the Bible, of the scriptures. Well, here it is, biblical prophecy right before your face, and it's going to become undeniable, especially once it's made mandatory. Okay. Says, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, so, with the current fiat Federal Reserve notes that we're using, that's going to be done away with. They got everything, going to cards, but it's all going to become a digital currency, that's going to be kept on the RFID chip. So that's how you will go from, using fiat currency to using, their digital currency to pay for, everything as far as, housing, as far as food, whatever. This is going to be the new cash system that's going to be implemented. It says, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. All right. So, dealing with this RFID chip concerning prophecy, you got companies that's trying to prevent this from, coming to pass. But at the end of the day, this is the will of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, the will of the Heavenly Father and His Son, okay? And the Most High is bound by his prophecy. So, this is a thing that was spoken and written aforetime that is getting ready to come to pass, throughout the four corners of the world. And Akim, we push this, constantly because, for the hopeful elect and 1/3 of our people, who, Lord willing, won't receive the RFID microchip. And we already know that 1/3 of the nation of Israel is going to be delivered, but 2/3 of our people is going to be receiving that destruction, which is that condemnation, and be cut off on this side. And the scriptures speak plainly and clearly, to those who take and accept the RFID microchip. This is Revelations 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. That word indignation meaning righteous anger. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. All right. So when Yahweh Shai returns, as it speaks about in Matthew's the 24th chapter, he's going to have, the angels with him in the chariots in the heavens. And at the same time, the ICBM missiles is raining down on, diverse places of the earth. They're going to be tormented in his presence. Okay? Because Yahushua is going to be in the midst of that. Okay? Delivering the elect and 1/3 throughout the four corners of the earth. At the same time, destruction is taking place. Okay? So, all who worship the image of the beast and receive his mark, is going to receive, condemnation, for accepting this mark. There's no getting around it. It's no whether if you want to risk getting the RFID chip and then taking it out of your hand later, you're bound by the will of the Lord and, his prophecies. Okay? So receiving this mark, you've already received condemnation. This is Revelations 2:10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. All right? Because with this being the hour of temptation, we're going to be tried and we're going to suffer, many things. And Yahweh Shem Shai, to those that keep the faith, will be delivered, whether if they have to be martyrs or whether if they are delivered all the way onto the chariots, But it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil, which the word devil means deceiver, who deceived the whole world. Esau, so-called white man, who are the Edomites, according to the Bible, shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. All right. So during the time when this RFID chip is made mandatory, that's where that faith, even unto death, is going to have to kick in. All right. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Wa'arakah Quadash. Double honor to the Apostle Elders, Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, out there laboring, doing this work in truth and sincerity. And with that, we're at the end with 2020, being the year of prophecy, where the vision of the Lord is going to be accomplished in the earth. I'm not saying that, 2020 is the last end, but, saying that, we're in a time of the Most High making his vision plain upon tables. Okay? So with that, I say Shalom.